Good morning. Today we shall be discussing how to evaluate expressions with surds. We understand that surds, when we have them at the denominator, we have to rationalize. We learned how to handle both monomial surds and binomial surds in the last video classes we had. But in this class, we'll be giving some expressions containing surds and we ask to evaluate given that some values are also given. Do you understand? Alright, let's look at what I said. I said when evaluating a fraction containing a surd, it is advisable to rationalize its denominator. We expressed this and we talked about this in details in the last video classes. For instance, if we have this, if you are given that root 2 is 1.414, and root 3 is given as 1.732, evaluate 1, 2 over root 3 and 2, 10 over root 2. This is very simple, and we have this kind of questions coming out in external examination like in WAEC, NECO, JAM, etc. Okay, look at this. How do we solve this? We are given that root 2 is this and root 3 is that. So without wasting much time, all you need to do is what? Rationalize the root 3 that you have at the denominator. So we say, okay, 2 root 3 should be given as what? 2 root 3 times root 3 over root 3. I believe you understand that. So what do we do? 2 times root 3 gives 2 root 3. And root 3 times root 3 gives what? 3. Now you are fine. We have 2 root 3 over 3. That's good. But we can't stop there because I've been given that what? Root 3 is 1.732. So slot in the value of root 3 here. So we have 2 times. So instead of writing root 3, we write what? 1.732. And that will give us 3.464 over 3. Therefore, if you divide using your calculator, you have 1.154. That is clear and simple. Look at example 2, 10 over root 2. What do we do in this case? The same thing. We rationalize, okay, that 10 over root 2 give us 10 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2. And that will give us what? 10 times root 2 should give us 10 root 2. And root 2 times root 2 should give us 2. So we have 10 root 2 over 2. What do we do here? Slot the value of root 2. That will give us what? Root 2 is 1.414. So that's 10 times 1.414 over 2. Or you say 10 over 2 first, that will give us 5. Can you see that? So 10 over 2 gives 5. That's 5 root 2. Slot in the value of root 2, which is our 1.414. You have 5 times 1.414, which will give us 7.070 or 7.07 to 2 decimal places. That's simple, I think. Okay, and we are given another question here. It says, without using tables or calculator, evaluate root 2 over 3 into root 0.54 plus root 6. Now you can see that there's a bracket immediately after root 2 over 3, and there's a bracket including that. So it means what? We have to use root 3 over 2 to multiply everything you see in the bracket. It's as if you are giving 2 into x plus y, that will give us 2x plus 2y. So the same thing, root 2 over 3 times this plus this will give us root 2 over 3 times this and root 2 over 3 times this. Very simple. So we have root 2 over 3 times root 0.54. Now if you have root a times root b, that will give us root ab. So it means just multiply 2 over 3 by what? By 0.54, and that will give us 2 times 0.54 over 3, which will give us 0.18. If we say 3, okay, if you say 0.54 over 3, we have 0.18. So this is not 0.8, this is 0.18. 0.18 times 2 will give us 0.36. So we have root 0.36. I know you might be asking me again, where is the root for this one? If you have root a times root b, it will give us a common root a times b. So just multiply 2 over 3 times 0.54 should give us what? 0.36. That will be having root 0.36. Now for this one, also root 2 over 3 times root 6 will give us 2 over 3 times 6. Can you see that? Covered by a common root. This root is for both for both 2 over 3 and 6. So we have 3 and 6, 2. 2 times 2, 4. That's root 4, which will give us 2. So we have 2 there. Now if we have root 0.36 plus root 4. That will give us the square root of 0.36 is what? 0.6. Since the square root of 36 is 6, therefore the square root of 0.36 is what? Is 6. You don't need to use calculator or tables to do this. So you have 0.6 plus 2, which should give us 2.6. That's clear, right? Okay, so let's take some evaluations here, and I'll be giving us some hints on how to go about them. Okay, so we have the first question to be, without using tables of calculator, can you see, you have to evaluate this, sorry, it's a mistake there. Without using calculator or tables, evaluate that. Now, okay, that's the example we just did. So given that this is this and this is that, evaluate 6 over root 3 and root 18 over root 50 minus root 2. In this case, you do it like the one we just did. In this case, you have to what? Rationalize like a binomial surd, where we say you use the conjugate of root 50 minus root 2, which is what? Root 50 plus root 2 to multiply the what? Numerator and the denominator to get an answer. So when you get a final answer, you will get them in terms of what? Root 3 and root 2. So you plot the values of both root 3 and root 2 and get your answer. You can use your calculator in that case. Alright, so look at this. General evaluation how to what? Evaluate root 20 times root 5 times 3. Root 5 raised power 3, sorry. That will give us root 5 times root 5 times root 5. That will give us root 5 times root 5 is 5. 5 times root 5 gives us 5 root 5. So you have root 20 times 5 root 5. So what do we do there? Express root 20 in terms of root 5. Root 20 will be what? 4 times 5, that's what? 2 root 5. So you have 2 root 5 times 5 root 5. Of course, that should give us what? 2 times 5, 10. That is the whole number part. Then solid part, you have root 5 times root 5. That gives 5 times what you have before, and you are done. Okay, look at number 2. So evaluate this. We have, if root 1.225 is this, and root 12.25 is this, and root 100 is 10. Of course, you know that before that 10 times 10 is 100. Evaluate root 12.25. What will you do here? Now look at this. Evaluate root 1225. Root 1225 can be expressed as what? 12.25. If you move the decimal point 2 times, you have 12.25 times 100, right? Inside the root. And root AB can be written as root A times root B. So split together, that gives us root 12.25 times root 100. So now we have root 12.25 already to be what? 3.5. We've got that one already. Now remaining root 100. Root 100 was 10. So our answer is 10 times 3.5. Of course, your answer is what? 35. When you solve number 2, you get what? 35. Very simple. Okay, so I'm giving you a hint. You can also do this one. Number 3, then the rest. Alright, so look at. Okay, you have also this, evaluate the following, try and lay your hand on them. They are very simple questions. Then you have our reading assignment. Try to read your essential maths and exam focus with the pages involved. So you have your general and your weekend assignment to be this. Lay your hand on everything, and later you have the theory part. Yes, please make sure you do everything as you are. You might likely find these questions in your external examination. Thank you, and I hope the class is clear. Do have a nice class.